Hey, it's Troy Casey, Certified Health Nut, here 4 years later with Jeffrey Smith, the #1 GMO guy on the planet, producer of Genetic Roulette. How did that movie do, Jeffrey?
Amazing. We had over 2 million people online watching it. It was Movie of the Year for 2012, Transformational Film of the Year from another group. At lunch today, a waitress said, "Hey, our entire restaurant saw your film 2 days ago. Welcome." And then last night I had dinner with someone who said, "Yeah, we saw your film like 6 weeks ago, and I showed it to my 18-year-old, and she's going to college, and she opted out of the meal plan the next day." It's like, yeah, it's making changes.
Sweet, that's great. Yeah. So we talked about in our first video, we talked about the 5% tipping point,
right.
And you put out Genetic Roulette. There's a lot of consciousness out there. We did the March on Monsanto. We've done the World Food Freedom Day.
Right.
Where are we at?
Well, actually, we're quite a bit further along than 4 years ago. What's happened is we've tipped the natural products industry. So it's now a marketing liability to use GMOs in Whole Foods and vitamin cottage, things like that. So the companies in the natural product space, they heard in March last year from the Whole Foods president that a product becomes non-GMO project verified increases sales by 15 to 30%. That was like, oh my God, what am I doing not being verified? So there was this avalanche. They get 20,000 products already verified, and everyone's just trying to get their product verified as soon as possible because there is a bump in sales and market share if you are. Now that's so far in the natural food space, but there's now test products like Cheerios, but most importantly grape nuts, because grape nuts is non-GMO project verified on the front of the package, and Cheerios says non-GMO on the side of the package, which you don't see when you walk by. So the grape nuts, if it increases sales, everyone else in the conventional food industry realizes, oh my God, what if my competitor also becomes non-GMO and increases sales? We're going to lose money. We're going to lose market share. So we have a situation where if an increase happens in grape nuts or one of these other non-GMO products in the Walmarts and the Safeways and whatnot, the rest of the food industry realizes they have to change to become non-GMO. And that's the tipping point we've been waiting for. So it's actually now easier than ever before. And so the Institute for Responsible Technology, we have a 5-year plan to eliminate GMOs from most countries. We think the food tipping point will happen within 3 years, and probably long before that. Then we have an animal feed plan. We're raising money for this 5-year plan. And we are targeting, for the food side, moms, pet owners, sick people, practitioners, healthcare practitioners, and certain religious groups, because these people have triggers clear. Protect my kids, protect my dog. I'm sick. How do I get better? My patients are sick.
Or align myself with God, because that's what we talked about.
Right. GMO means God move over. Right.
Right. Exactly. We talked about how can you mess with the hand of God? I mean, for crying out loud.
Away, yeah.
So good. You're targeting those groups purposely with your marketing and stuff.
And we know exactly what to say. We exactly know who to say it to. We know how to say it. We're just looking for the funds to get the staff time and the production materials in hand. It's like we want to do a video by moms, for moms. There's so many incredible testimonials that I hear, over 1,000 people talking about, my 6.5-year-old was violent, out of control, saw your film Genetic Roulette, changed his diet. Within a week, they didn't want to kick him out of school anymore, all the problems disappeared.
Wow.
She said within a month I had a new son.
Wow.
Parents of autistic kids, parents of ADHD, people who have had really serious health issues, go away. There's a lot of healthcare practitioners who prescribe non-GMO diets now, and they're saying that they're seeing an incredible explosion of diseases and disorders, especially with children. Attention deficit, very complicated digestive issues, failure to thrive, cognitive disorders, and they believe that GMOs are part of it. And they think that one very astute pediatrician said, we think that the GMOs act in concert with other toxins, and it turns out that's exactly what happens with Roundup. Roundup disables some of the ability of the liver to detox because it gets in the way with the P450 cytochrome pathway. But so the CYP enzymes are altered, and it's very hard for the liver to do its job. So all the other toxins that you eat or breathe or exposed to can be much more toxic because you're eating Roundup.
Is that why we're seeing so many autoimmune diseases on the rise? Children that have skin infections, gut issues across the board.
Well, these are the kind of things that I hear in my talks with audiences about what's gotten better when they remove GMOs. Gastrointestinal is the #1. Skin is very popular. weight problems are popular, mental energy, brain fog, autoimmune disease, allergies, and asthma, reproductive disorders from time to time. And as far as autoimmune disease, that's often correlated with leaky gut, and there's reason to believe that both Roundup and Bt toxin promote leaky gut.
Far out. So what do you say to someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who goes on record saying that these are no different from basically hybridization?
Right. So I did a 20-minute, I did 2 parts response to Neil. One is 3 minutes, the short answer, and then one is 20 minutes. You can go into the YouTube channel, Institute for Responsible Technology, and see precisely why he got the science wrong.
The science guys, they're so doped up on their own science and their own belief of science of religion that they think nothing's, they're not infallible, and so it just becomes another dogma. One other question. What are you doing at the Purium event, and why are you here, and what are you excited about?
Their products are non-GMO. They're getting verified non-GMO. They wanted to hear about what that means. So I'm happy to share with Purium people why it's so important that their products are non-GMO.
And are you seeing more companies that are going non-GMO?
Incredible. It's like it becomes a need for doing business right now with the health-conscious shopper.
Wow, great. Well, thank you so much, Jeffrey. See you soon.
All right, thank you. Safe eating.
Thanks. Safe eating. I love it.
How can you hurt the genetic integrity of all living beings and all future generations? Well, the biotech industry's master plan, Monsanto's master plan, is to genetically engineer 100% of all commercial seeds in the world and patent them, according to their own consultant in 1999. And that vision is only expanded. They want to genetically engineer all the insects, and the birds, and the fish, and the livestock, and the algae, and the bacteria, and the fungus. They want to replace nature. They want to eliminate the products of the billions of years of evolution and put designer organisms with designer genes designed for greater profit and control. And once it's released into the environment, once they change that genetic gene pool, there's no going back. It lasts as long as the species lasts. The only thing that lasts longer than the self-propagating genetic pollution is extinction. So, we are looking at 2 worlds right now. A genetic engineered world or nature. And in 100 years, it may be, when historians look back and say, what saved and protected the genetic integrity of all living beings and all future generations was sales of grape nuts at Walmart. Think about it. What happens if grape nuts or any of the products labeled non-GMO in the supermarket increase sales? Everyone who's been watching these trends, from Kraft and Kellogg's and General Mills, hoping that it's firewalled behind the walls of the health food community, they realize game's over. We have to become non-GMO before our competitor, or we will suffer in the hands of grape nuts competitors. So we are in the window. We are in the window.